Hey everyone! I'm here to talk about the epic video game, The Last of Us. It's been praised for having interesting characters, a detail-filled post-apocalyptic world, and unexpected plot twists. That's what I'll be exploring today. So if you're a fan of the game and want to check out my thoughts on it, just keep watching. Oh, and while you're here, don't forget to like this video if you found it at least kinda interesting, okay? Let's get into it. The Last of Us takes place 20 years after a pandemic wipes out most of mankind. This story is truly one of a kind. It follows two main characters, Joel and Ellie. For Joel, the pandemic has left him with a broken spirit. He and his brother Tommy struggle to survive until Joel embarks on a mission to escort the 14-year-old Ellie, who the Fireflies are searching for. That's when their adventure really begins. Ellie quickly proves to be a determined and tenacious character, which helps Joel to build a bond with her as he ultimately learns to become selfless. In addition to Joel and Ellie, the game also features captivating, complex characters like Bill, Tess, and Marlene, who, though they may seem like enemies, all have motivations for why they do what they do. The post-apocalyptic world of the game is immersive and full of detail. It's an incredibly violent place that forces people to do whatever it takes to survive, resulting in lawlessness and a complete breakdown of society. This often leads to dark acts that are sometimes hard to stomach, but it serves as a reminder of how cruel life can be when there's no hope. But the adventure doesn't lack plot twists. One of the most intriguing plot twists involves a snow-covered Salt Lake City, where Joel, Ellie, and Tess travel to look for supplies. The city is revealed to be a decayed desert and filled with the zombie-like creatures known as the Clickers. The Last of Us raises interesting and complicated questions surrounding morality, loyalty, and choices with long-term consequences. These questions and the plot twists help keep the narrative from becoming predictable and mind-numbingly dull. So that was The Last of Us. It's a compelling story with engaging characters, a unique apocalyptic setting, and great plot twists. The main protagonist, Joel, serves as a father figure to Ellie, and his role in the game is clear from the very beginning. He is a survivor, and his main goal is to get Ellie to safety no matter the cost. He is hardened and prepared to do whatever is necessary to make sure his mission is a success. We also gain insight into his past life, and it's clear he has been through a lot. He has seen a world before the epidemic, compared to Ellie, who has never known anything but this post-apocalyptic world. We see he has been deeply broken, and any remaining spark of emotion was crushed long ago. Joel has lost many people, including his daughter Sarah and his brother Tommy. His immense grief has kept him wallowing in a state of desolation and depression. He finds some form of comfort in his unlikely bond to Ellie, which leads to his moral and psychological transformation as the story progresses. Joel and Ellie's connection unfolds in a unique way, and we watch as it changes and strengthens over time. It can be seen as a parent-child type of bond where Joel takes the place of Ellie's father, or it can be seen as a bond between two broken survivors looking for meaning in their ruined world. We observe a strong male and female friendship unfolding. They have been through hell and back together, overcoming all the obstacles that come their way. Joel's goals changes from a mission to simply escort Ellie to where he needs to go, to a mission to protect her from everything that stands in her way. He sees her as a daughter and puts her safety before anything else. We are able to see Joel's arc, and it is one of redemption. He is no longer the hardened, unempathetic, broken man that he started out as. He has gone through a transformational journey and has finally seen the potential and hope that exists within this broken world. Throughout the game, we are witness to the evolution of Joel the broken survivor to Joel the fierce protector. Ellie, the other protagonist of the game, is a 14-year-old girl with a humorous attitude. She has never seen a world prior to the epidemic, so she is often unaware of the danger that lurks around every corner. Despite this, she is brave and determined, and she has a passion for living and trying to find something to live for. We know that Ellie is immune to the infection and required for a cure. This gives her a special significance, and she is seen as the humanity's hope for a future. At the same time, she is just a young girl trying to make sense of the world she has been thrust into. Despite her age, Ellie is curious and wise beyond her years. She has had to survive alone since a very young age, and she has learned to be resourceful. She is a skilled fighter, and she is more than capable of taking care of herself when the situation calls for it. Ellie has had a difficult upbringing, having been taken in by a survival group at a young age. This experience has shaped her into the amazing person she is now, with her unwavering determination and her innate ability to connect deeply with the people around her. We also see her forging a unique relationship with Joel. In the beginning, she sets boundaries with him, as she does not trust him. But as the story continues, we see a strong bond form between them. She looks to him for protection and stability, and he for a newfound purpose in his life. Ellie also has a great amount of empathy and compassion, which was probably shaped by watching people lose their lives in the world they inhabit. During the course of the game, we watch as Ellie slowly realizes the importance of human life and her connection to it, which leads to her having a much deeper appreciation for it. We are able to observe her incredible journey to understanding the value of human life and her own place in a world filled with death and destruction. Her story of transformation is beautifully told, and we watch as she becomes an inspiring force of resilience and hope. Mankind's descent in society is a prominent theme in The Last of Us. After a mutated strain of fungus turns everyone into infected zombies, society as we know it collapses. People are locked inside their homes, trying to survive the dangers of the outside world. Those who choose to venture outside find themselves in a chaotic landscape with very little structure, in which lawlessness and violence reign. People have become distrustful of one another, and there is a palpable atmosphere of fear and desperation. Anything of value, such as food and supplies, has become extremely scarce. The citizens who remain are few and far between, and most live a meager existence of surviving on whatever they can find. The world has changed drastically, and societal norms, such as basic ethics, have been forgotten. People resort to theft in order to survive, and brutality is common. It is clear that a new kind of morality has been forged in this post-apocalyptic world, and compassion is hard to come by. Fear and desperation have pushed people to the edge, and as the game progresses, it becomes clear that the survivors must quickly learn to adapt in order to survive. The world has been reduced to chaos, and the few pockets of civilization that remain are often guarded by individuals with extreme agendas and dangerous vendettas. The need to survive has given way to lawlessness and a lack of morality and ethics. This has become a world where trust is hard to come by, and life is hard and uncertain. It is a difficult world to navigate, even for experienced survivors such as Joel and Ellie. The pervasive violence in The Last of Us is unavoidable. In a post-apocalyptic world like this, violence is rampant and often unpredictable. Every move the survivors make is one that can potentially threaten their lives. Every corner they turn is another opportunity for danger to lurk in the shadows. The warring survivors of the post-apocalyptic world may kill to simply survive, or to make a power play over resources and supplies. Towns become battlegrounds between factions with warring ideologies, and even innocent bystanders can easily get caught in violent clashes they aren't prepared to handle. The infected or zombies of the game aren't really zombies in the classic sense, but rather humans infected with a mutated strain of fungus. These zombie-like creatures have become hostile and relentless in their pursuit of survivors, and can quickly become a deadly threat if confronted. The game also features robot-like creatures called clickers that are fast, silent, and can kill with a single touch. Clickers are extremely difficult to fight and require skill and quick strategy to survive. Even for the most battle-hardened survivor, the clickers still pose a dangerous threat that could easily cost them their lives. Players have to stay alert and prepared for anything as they navigate the game world in order to complete objectives. It is a world of danger, death, and destruction, and only the strongest and wisest players will make it to the end of the game alive. The snow-covered ruins in Salt Lake City make for a beautiful backdrop in The Last of Us, but also present unique challenges for the survivors in the game. As Joel and Ellie make their way through the snow-covered city, they must contend with cold temperatures, deep snowdrifts, and slippery surfaces. The cold weather has an effect on their stamina, slowing them down and draining their health faster. Slipping on icy steps or crevices in the sidewalk can make them more liable to getting hurt. Just like in real life, surviving the cold weather with minimal resources is a challenge. In the game, Joel and Ellie face snowdrifts that are piled to their waists, making it difficult to make progress. There are also icy patches that makes walking or running hazardous as well. The blizzard-like conditions can make it hard to keep their bearings or even see the enemy hideouts through the snow and wind. The cold also carries a different threat. Hypothermia can quickly set in and sap a character's stamina and health, leaving them vulnerable to attack. There are also hulking snowdrifts that players have to push through, making them easy targets to the wandering infected they are trying to avoid. In short, the snow-covered ruins of Salt Lake City add an entirely new element of danger and difficulty to the game. Players have to be vigilant and sure-footed in order to survive, or else they can quickly find themselves defeated by the elements. Amidst the snow-covered ruins of Salt Lake City, Joel and Ellie are met with another unexpected plot twist: the outbreak of the Clickers. The Clickers are blind but possess enhanced hearing, making them extremely dangerous adversaries. They rely on sound like their sight, stalking and attacking anything and anyone they hear. The Clickers can be the most difficult enemies to pass in the game. Meeting up with them raises the stakes and keeps the players on their toes. Encountering a Clicker during a mission can quickly throw a wrench in the plan and require a last-minute change in tactics. Clickers are not easily dealt with and require a certain amount of patience or ingenuity to defeat. Anticipating and avoiding their behavior requires keen observation and caution. Otherwise, one misstep can quickly lead to death. This adds an intense sense of dread and fear to the game as the players fear running into a Clicker at every corner. Fortunately, the players can gain some control over the situation. Exploring the environment can reveal Clickers' weaknesses, like using the environment to distract and overpower them. Joel and Ellie can use environmental objects, like a thrown bottle, to create an echo that can draw a Clicker's attention away from them. The Clickers add a heightened sense of dread and tension to the game, which keeps the players on their toes throughout their journey. With each surprise intruder, Joel and Ellie must use all their knowledge and resources in order to survive, while the survivors of Salt Lake City's snow-covered ruins remain at their mercy. The Last of Us has certainly proven itself to be a hit among gamers. This riveting action-adventure survival horror game follows Joel and Ellie to their journey across post-apocalyptic America. Through their adventures, players experience the oppressive atmosphere of a world in chaos and experience the characters' human connections along the way. Joel and Ellie's experience are fraught with weariness, trauma, and the ever-present danger that comes with a post-apocalyptic world. The two must rely on each other and their skills to fight off threats, both human and abundant Clickers. The game's realism is what truly sets it apart and provides an immersive experience for the players. From the rich environment to the characters' backstories, players are given an insight into what the world should never be. The game takes a powerful stance on violence and its consequences, making it the perfect example of a survival horror game. The Last of Us is hands down one of the best games in the genre. Its compelling story, endearing characters, and post-apocalyptic world all combine to create a deeply captivating experience. Each plot twist adds a new twist to the adventure, keeping the players hooked until the end. It's no wonder why so many people consider this to be one of the best games ever made. If you haven't experienced it yet, be sure to check it out. And if you're like me and you enjoy watching other people play it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel to help support the series. Thanks for watching.